What if you time travel to the Renaissance? Imagine waking up one morning, not in your bed, but in a bustling city square surrounded by merchants, nobles, and peasants, all dressed in Renaissance-era clothing. You've time traveled back to a pivotal era in human history, the Renaissance, stretching roughly from the 14th to the 17th century. But how would you survive? What would you eat? How would people treat you? And could you ever find your way home? Today, we'll explore the what-ifs and realities of surviving a journey to the Renaissance, from navigating the social ladder and avoiding disease, to learning the customs, languages, and daily routines of the people who lived during one of the most vibrant times in European history. You awaken not to your familiar surroundings, but to uneven cobblestones, the clatter of hooves, and the scent of livestock mingling with fresh bread. You're in a Renaissance town square, likely Florence, Venice, or London, surrounded by strangers in doublets and gowns. What's the first step? Survival. You'll need shelter. Inns are expensive. If you look clean and healthy, a monastery may offer a meal and a floor. Poorer areas might tolerate strangers, while richer ones won't. Currency. Useless. Your modern money holds no value. You'll need to trade something else. Skills, stories, or labor. And your clothes, completely out of place. A tunic, cloak, or wool dress will help you blend in. Watch your behavior. Looking confused, staring at women, or speaking strangely could attract unwanted attention from thieves or authorities. Most importantly, act like you belong. The Renaissance was deeply hierarchical. Your social class defined every detail of your life: clothing, speech, and even how you walked. At the top, nobles and landowners. Then the emerging merchant class, who gained wealth but not always respect. Below them, artisans and tradespeople. And at the bottom, peasants and labourers. A time traveller must choose wisely. Acting like a noble is dangerous unless you understand the customs. Pretending to be a merchant or apprentice is safer. Gender roles were rigid. Women had few rights, were expected to marry young, and had limited access to education. Religion was central. Public piety was expected. Cross yourself. Bow to clergy. Attend church. Faith was not a private matter. Blend in by observing first, acting second. You're hungry. But eating safely in the Renaissance isn't easy. Taverns and cookshops sold hot meals, pottage, roast meats, bread. Street vendors sold pies, cheese, and ale. Avoid raw foods and be wary of water. Drink ale, mead, or weak wine instead. If you're lucky, a local might share bread, onions, and salted fish. Fancier meals, roast swan, stews with saffron, are for nobles. Fasting was common, 40 days before Easter and every Friday. Meat was banned. Fish, eggs, and bread became staples. Food preservation included salting, smoking, and pickling. Spices masked spoilage. Hunger wasn't rare. Be prepared to eat simply and thankfully. Depending on where you land, the language will vary. Italy, Tuscan dialects or Latin. France, Old French. England, Early Modern English. Spain, Castilian. Speak slowly, clearly, and simply. Listen more than you talk. Gesture often, point, mime, smile. Handshakes were rare. Bowing or curtsying was safer. Literacy rates were low, especially among peasants and women. Don't expect to read street signs or menus. If you can read Latin, you may impress scholars. But even then, don't flaunt it. You'll notice something immediately. People stink. Bathing wasn't frequent. People feared water carried disease. Linen shifts were worn under clothing to absorb sweat, to stay healthy. Wash hands with soap when possible. Avoid open wounds. Don't drink from public fountains. Cover your mouth around others. Doctors were rare and expensive. Most people saw barber surgeons or herbalists. Treatments included leeches, purging, and prayers. Avoid plague towns. Rats and fleas were carriers. Watch for black boils and fevers. If a town flies a black flag, stay away. Faith ruled everything. Attend mass. Cross yourself at shrines. Don't blaspheme. Punishments were severe. The Catholic Church was dominant, but the Reformation created tensions. Ask before discussing religion. Superstition thrived. People feared witches, demons, and omens. Don't mention astronomy, alchemy, or natural philosophy unless you're among scholars. Play the part of a believer. It's the safest choice. You'll need to earn your keep. Jobs included blacksmith, tailor, tanner, scribe or tutor, if literate, cook, laundress, servant, street performer or storyteller. Joining a guild offers protection and training, but requires sponsorship. Bartering was common. Offer help in exchange for food or clothes. Your modern skills, writing, mechanics, first aid, could be gold. But don't appear too magical or odd. You'll need to dress the part. Men wore breeches, doublets, hose. Women wore long dresses, head coverings. Sumptuary laws forbade certain colours or fabrics by class. Wool, linen, and leather were common. Silk and fur, only for the wealthy. Change your clothes, and you change your status. Always keep your head covered outdoors. Don't get arrested. Laws were local and harsh. Petty theft could mean amputation. Punishments included flogging, branding, stocks, or worse. Avoid disrespecting authority, speaking out of turn, or carrying weapons. Executioners were feared and respected. Trials could be quick, or none at all. Stick to daylight, stay out of politics, and make no enemies. Renaissance life wasn't all hardship. People danced, sang, and celebrated often. Minstrels played lutes and recorders. Plays were performed in town squares. Festivals celebrated saints and seasons. If you can sing, dance, or juggle, you may earn coin or a meal. Patrons supported artists. Art was everywhere, in churches, castles, and frescoes. Enjoy the joy. It may be your safest form of connection. Women's lives were shaped by their roles: daughter, wife, mother, nun. Education was rare. Most were expected to marry and raise families. Noble women managed estates. Peasant women worked fields. Some became midwives, healers, or nuns. Defying norms was dangerous, but not impossible. Figures like Isabella d'Este, Artemisia Gentileschi, and Caterina Sforza made their mark. Be cautious but observant. Could you return home? Without science or allies, probably not. But what if you stayed? Use your knowledge wisely. Introduce hygiene, lenses, planting techniques. Avoid changing too much. History is delicate. Build a quiet life. or teach, learn, and grow into your new reality. Time travel is a test of the mind and soul. Thank you for joining us on this immersive journey into the Renaissance. From its harsh realities to its breathtaking beauty, surviving in this era would demand everything from humility to ingenuity. Remember, every moment in history teaches us something. And though time travel may be fiction, the lessons we draw are very real. Until next time, stay curious and be careful where you step. You never know when the past might call you back. Good night, chat.